In 1994, a 17-year-old Boy Scout named David Hahn was living in suburban Michigan and spending most of his free time reading chemistry textbooks and government manuals. His interest wasn't theoretical. Inside a backyard shed behind his mother's house, Hahn began assembling radioactive materials scavenged from smoke detectors, lantern mantles, old clocks, and industrial scrap. His goal was not a bomb, it was a nuclear reactor. Hahn built what he called a breeder reactor using improvised equipment and unshielded sources. He extracted americium, thorium, and radium using basic chemical processes, concentrating them in small containers. Radiation levels inside the shed climbed too many times above background levels. Hahn worked without protective gear, unaware of how much exposure he was receiving as he handled the materials directly and stored them inches from where he stood. The project was discovered only after a police officer stopped Hahn's car for a minor traffic violation and noticed suspicious containers in the trunk labeled with radioactive symbols. The Michigan State Police and federal authorities were notified. When officials inspected the shed, they found radiation readings high enough to trigger a federal response. The area was sealed off, and the shed was declared an environmental hazard. The cleanup required the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. Dozens of barrels of contaminated material were removed and treated as low-level radioactive waste. The shed and surrounding soil were dismantled and disposed of. The site became the only residential location in U.S. history to be officially classified as a Superfund cleanup due to radiation contamination. David Hahn was never charged with a crime. His reactor was dismantled in 1994 after federal intervention. The materials were removed and buried at a licensed disposal site. Hahn later struggled with mental health issues and died in 2016. His backyard reactor remains one of the most extreme examples of unsupervised scientific experimentation ever discovered in a suburban neighborhood.